We are talking with Town Manager Peter Lukes. We're in the town of Holden, and Peter, as you drive through Holden these days, actually for the last, several years, it has turned into the orange barrel capital of New England, and it's not even fall. So, three big projects: the rotary, if you will, at Mount View School, Shrewsbury Street, the repaving of Main Street, and I think you said there was one more. That
Industrial Drive Fields.
Fields. So why don't you take a little time and tell us about each one of those and how they'll impact each other, but most importantly, how it will impact people when they're traversing through the town of Holden.
Sure. I think the biggest one that folks have been concerned with is Main Street for the last couple of years. We've done a ton of underground work on Main Street, and that was purposeful because we knew that the state was eventually, it's a state road, and we knew that the state was eventually going to repave the whole thing. It was just a matter of time. So we tried to get all of that work done prior to that so it doesn't have to get dug up again for another 20 years, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now we've reached that point. The contractors for the state are coming this week. They will begin work next week, which is the third week of May. So they will start with going from the Shrewsbury Street interchange at Main Street all the way through to Maple Street, which is past the center of town. And that entire section will be repaved. The crosswalks will be redone, the sidewalks will be redone, and they're going to start with working on the sidewalks and the curbs for the first couple weeks. In early June, we expect that they'll start doing the milling work, so it's going to be torn up and it's going to be bumpy, it's going to slow down traffic, but everything's going to be done at night. So I think the impact should be at least lessened because of that. So we'll have a few weeks of the milling, and then we'll have the final resurfacing, which will give us a nice, clean, smooth Main Street, hopefully by mid-summer, mid-July. We won't have to worry about it again. The last time this was done was 30 years ago, so hopefully we won't have to worry about it.
Amazes me because I remember that. When you say 30 years, I was thinking it was 20.
Yeah.
So basically that's from the State Police Barracks up to how far?
Just past the center of town, Maple Street, which is
right
just past
there.
the Starboard building. Yeah.
Okay, that's project number one. The Mount View.
Shrewsbury Street, the Shrewsbury Street improvement project is currently they're finishing the water main work there now. They're doing the clearing and grubbing along the sides of the road, which people have probably noticed. The drainage work is going to be done over the summer. Then after that, utility work will be finishing up this year as well, and we'll be doing the road widening that will start this year. Next year is when the final resurfacing work and the final roadway improvements will be complete. Hopefully by fall of 2025 is what we estimate at the latest. At that point, we'll have, again, a newly resurfaced Shrewsbury Street with widened sidewalks on the sides of the road and better pedestrian access, along with hopefully improved vehicle speeds so that we keep cars moving a little bit better on Shrewsbury Street.
Okay, so basically you've got three streets coming together right there, or three ways in which people can go. Every time I've seen those rotaries put in, they seem to be much better than the stoplights, which back things up. There was a lot of resistance to this, was there not? Was it over land taking, or was it just, I don't want a rotary in town?
For some reason, some folks were very worried about roundabouts being put in. Some folks just don't like it.
Yeah, that's the word. Roundabout's the new rotary.
That's correct.
Right.
That's what we have to say. I've been trained to say that instead of rotary. But I've been driving through, the Newton Square Rotary since I was a child. So nothing can scare me after that, right? For an entire
Kelly
lifetime
Square
going
too,
through Kelly Square, right? There was some. I think there's always a resistance to any kind of change, no matter what it is, and this is fairly significant change to our traffic on Shrewsbury Street, which is one of our main corridors. So that's understandable. But like you said, and I'm not a traffic engineer, I'm not an expert in it, those who are have told us that this will improve traffic flow a pretty good amount. There, at certain times of day, when folks are getting in and out of Mount View, there's just nothing you can do about it. There's just too many cars in one location at one time. So it's going to back up there probably forever.
But at noontime, if you're coming through, there's no traffic at all, but you're sitting at a light.
Right.
When in fact...
And at commuter times, I think it'll improve us quite a bit as well.
So the fields, you said?
The field project, which is on Industrial Drive and a part of the Dawson Rec, those will be connected. That project is starting probably in the next week or two. You're going to see a lot of trucks moving a lot of earth out of Industrial Drive and towards Dawson Recreation.
So those areas are contiguous from the sky now?
They are, and the plan overall is to connect them through a walkway so that there'll be one very large athletic complex that will have rectangular fields on the Industrial Drive side and parking on the Industrial Drive side, connected to the a smaller soccer field that currently exists on Dawson, and the baseball field, and the tennis courts, and the playground, and the pool, so it'll all be potentially walkable from one side to the other.
Okay, so as you drive down Industrial Drive, you go over the railroad tracks, then you got the new town facility on the right.
Correct.
How far down? You going past Pepsi? Or?
No, it'll be immediately after the Industrial Drive facility will be the driveway that will lead up to the field. So you'll be going upwards on a slant to the fields, which will be basically behind Pepsi.
Okay, good. And that will just be impact traffic while the trucks are going on, but once that's done, you won't even know it's there.
Oh no, it won't impact traffic too much, and it will be. We're starting it this year. We expect to have kids on the field by fall of 25. We'll hopefully be setting up teams and leagues to play over the summer so that they know that they'll be ready to go if we can finish this project and wrap it up by the fall of 25. Yeah. And it's going to increase our footprint for field space and for leagues to play quite a bit more than what we have now.
Yeah, you can't have too many soccer fields in Holden.
You can't have enough fields, period, in Holden. And so all these projects combined are the Main Street resurfacing is about $2.6 million. That's almost entirely paid for by the state. The Shrewsbury Street project is about $12 million. That's almost entirely paid for by the state. We've got about $1.2 million in general public works projects that we do every year. That's about half of that is paid for by the state. And we've got the Industrial Drive Fields is about $10 million. So you're talking about $25 million worth of work that's being done in Holden over the next 6 to 18 months.
Great, perfect. Anything else that you want to talk about?
I think those are the big things that everyone's most concerned about. And it's been driving me crazy driving down Main Street every day for the past, I don't know, at least year to 2 years, going over some of those bumps. I know it's been bothering everybody. So it's going to be heaven once we get to the end of summer, and we'll be able to have a beautiful Main Street.
Great. Peter Lukes, thank you so much for your time here on the 016.
Thank you.